Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel for another video, and in this one we're going to be reacting to and revisiting some of my predictions about the Warhammer Skulls showcase and seeing how many, if any, I got right. So let's start off with, before we get into the predictions, the new stuff. Firstly, this was already announced in a Warcom article before, but Warhammer Classics are now on Steam. Now, Warhammer Classics is a selection of old Warhammer video games, so we're talking things like Fire Warrior, Final Liberation, the original Chaos Gate, which we'll get into a little further in a moment with another Chaos Gate game. Shadow of the Horned Rat, Dark Omen, to name but a few examples. Anyway, besides having a home on GOG, they now also have a home on Steam, so if Steam is your preferred PC platform of choice, you've got 20 plus new Warhammer video games old Warhammer video games to enjoy and play around with. So, getting into new announcements, we have two new games that were revealed at the showcase. And the first of those is, since we mentioned Chaos Gate before, Chaos Gate Deathwatch. Now, this is sort of the is the sequel to Chaos Gate Grey Knights. So we've dealt with one Inquisition Ordo's militant arm with the Grey Knight and Audio Malice, going into another's with the Ordo Xenos and the Deathwatch. And by all accounts, it's pretty much going to be following the same formula. In fact, the blurb they give you here from the announcement trailer: as Interrogator Bastion Wrath, you'll be thrust into leadership of a diverse team straining to maintain the stability of the Turian expanse, where alien threats lurk at every corner. Command elite inquisitorial team in strategic turn-based battles against 7 enemy factions, with deep customization and 9 classes from zealous Inquisition agents to veteran Space Marines. So you're going to get components from an Inquisitorial retinue to Deathwatch Marines and probably most things in between those two. Good stuff. We don't have any idea of a release date, but we do know it'll be releasing on PC, PS5 and Xbox Series consoles. In other new announcements, we have one I'm arguably a bit more interested in than Deathwatch, and I'm very interested in that, and that is Age of Sigmar Deathmaster. So what we have here, or what we will have here, is a dark and gritty 2D stealth stroke action platformer, which will test your skills to see if you have what it takes to take the title of Deathmaster. Now, everything from the announcement trailer looked very interesting and very cool, and I have to admit, when it comes to Skaven, I've always had a soft spot for Clan Eshin, where the assassins live, so this game is instantly in my wheelhouse and on my radar. So, what do we know about release and platforms? Well, we know it's coming out sometime in 2027, and we know it will also be releasing on Steam, Xbox Series consoles, PS5 and Switch 2. In crossover news, well, the Warhammer pack for Rust is now available for Rust's console players, and another one I'm very excited about, there's a Warhammer 40,000 Warbond coming to Helldivers 2. Now, it's a legendary Warbond, much in the same ilk of the Killzone and Halo 1, so it's looking at 1500 of those super credits to buy it. As for content, we have no idea just yet, but we do know it will be dropping sometime later this year. So yes, I will have a slice of that action. Into other stuff, we do know, as was previously announced, Mechanicus 2 released on May 21st, as did the console release for Speed Freaks. And in other release date news, Dawn of War 4 has its release date. In fact, it's sooner than I probably intended, expected at September 17th. Now, I did predict it might reveal a release date for Dawn of War 4, and they did, but they also revealed more. In fact, they unveiled that they revealed the entire first year content roadmap. So the base game, as we know, and I've just said, is releasing on September 17th. People who played the Dark Crusade expansion in the original Dawn of War will be immediately familiar with the setting because we're going back to the planet of Kronos. And out the box, you have, for playable factions, you have the Blood Ravens, the Dark Angels, the Adeptus Mechanicus, Necrons, and the Orcs. So you've got different editions, and as I said, they revealed what the year one more roadmap for Dawn of War 4 is going to be, so let's go through that. To begin with, there will be a Crusade mode and a map pack. Lord Amnok will be joining the Necron side of things with Last Stand and Crusade modes in the second map pack. There'll be a Bloodraven story prologue, a third map pack and a mission editor for all you creative types out there that love cooking up your own scenarios. You're going to be well covered for that one. There's Guz Cutter, which I'm guessing is an orc hero for Last Standing Crusade, as well as a fourth map pack, as well as a campaign expansion called Aftermath, which will also add a new faction, which is to be revealed. So, good news for anybody looking forward to Dawn of War. You have a release date for the game, and you also have an idea of what the first year of content is going to look like. Speaking of content updates, we next move into Darktide. Now, this is where Fat Shark totally proved me wrong, because I predicted a new class isn't off the table, but more likely it might be new areas or new content, new scenarios, new content to fight, basically. No, we're getting a new class, and by all accounts from the streams, it is a very popular class we'll be getting at that, because on June 23rd, the Skitarii is joining Darktide. Yep, screech in binary and bring out all those madcap Adeptus Mechanicus toys, because you will be able to play as the Skitarii and bring them to bear against those heretical chaos hordes. I'm looking forward to this very much myself, as a bit of a big fan of Darktide and kind of an admirer from afar of the Adeptus Mechanicus. So yeah, getting to play as a Skitarii and bringing some of those toys, I'm very much on board with. Space Marine 2 also dropped its Purgation update. Now, this is a prediction I got totally wrong, because I thought they were going to maybe show off what the Year 3 roadmap might be. No, instead we got the Purgation update, which includes a new operation, funnily enough, Purgation, a new bull carbine sidearm for the Assault and Bulwark classes, 3 new heroic weapons, 6 new armour pieces, a practice arena in the battle barge so you can mess around with different loadouts and configurations and such, as well as a bunch of Iron Hand cosmetics and liveries for 4 Iron Hand chapters, as well as the Iron Hands chapter champion skin for the Tech Marine class if you happen to own Season Pass 2. So, yeah, good times for Space Marine players as well. Moving on next to Total War Warhammer 3. And for that, there's a new legendary hero coming. To quote the blurb here, the proud and savage tiger warriors of Cathay step from the deserts led by the legendary Lord Bashiva, the white tiger of Shangyang, in the new character pack that released on the 21st. So you can command a company of deadly mercenaries with new campaign mechanics that place you at the behest of the Iron Dragon Zhao Ming. Complete missions to unlock access to enhanced units and army capacity, whilst devoting relics to the 3 pillars of a Tiger Court in return for faction-wide booms. So the pack also includes a Lord and a Hero, 3 new units, so So you get Tiger Warriors, Thorn Disc Hurling Tiger Warrior Stalkers, and Iron Claw Tiger Warriors carrying deft Grandal platforms. And that is now available on PC. Because that's where the only way the game is. Keeping on the Total War theme, Total War Warhammer 40,000 has its setting, and it's going to be a familiar one because it's pretty much what's being used as a setting for 11th edition of a tabletop game, and yes, we're going back to Armageddon. Now, again, this is a prediction I got totally wrong because I was predicting or hoping we might get a sniff of a release date. We did not. All we got was, yep, the game's going to be set on Armageddon. Warhammer Survivors, again, another prediction I got totally wrong because again I thought we might have gotten the sniff of a release date, but no, we got some new footage. So showed off new enemies, stages, weapons, Death Guard and Blades of Corn are coming to the party, and if you happen to be playing or if you happen to be a PC player, you can play a demo of it on Steam, along with our next mention, Bolt Gun 2. Which also has a demo out on Steam and is another prediction I got totally wrong because again I predicted we might have gotten a sniff of a release date. As it stands, we did not. However, going back to the beginning of the video with new announcements, that one I forgot to mention, for the mobile gamers out there, Bolt Gun Boom. Basically, it's a port to mobile of the first Bolt Gun game. A game I will heartily recommend. It's a good, fun romp, very enjoyable. So if mobile is your platform of choice for gaming, or one of your platforms of choice, very certain, in fact some point this year, you will be able to play Bolt Gun on your mobile phone. In other DLC news, and this is the one I'm very excited about, we're going to Rogue Trader and the Infinite Museum. Yes, we're going to be paying a visit to one of Trader and the Infinite's many museums and Pokeball vaults. June the 11th, this releases, and some of the blurb to give here. Everyone wants a piece of the Von Valancius dynasty in Rogue Trader, but what could the greatest curator and archivist in the history of the galaxy possibly want with a few humans? This is Trader in the Infinite though. This is a guy that has a one-up grumpy old man act with Oricon the Diviner. For reference, with that I direct you towards the novel The Divine and the Infinite. It is a brilliant read, and it is literally just two grumpy old androids trying to upstage each other using the galaxy as a wider stage. So, what else will we be getting? Well, you'll be getting a new companion, a tech priest manipulus with a shadowy past. And that's about it. It's a very neck one heavy new DLC content coming for Rogue Trader. Dark Heresy also got a little bit of time in the sun with some new gameplay footage from the beta, which is now open to those who have bought the Founder edition of the game. So I'll very much be looking forward to seeing footage of that down the line, because I'm much looking forward to that. And that just about so before I wrap up, I forgot about Battle Sector. This is a prediction I did get right because Battle Sector is always good for it. We've got a new faction coming in. The Ultramarines are joining the Battle Sector party. Now, Battle Sector was always a good addition for Skulls, and it nearly always includes the announcement of at least one new faction. So, yay, we got a prediction right. One of the few I actually did get right. And that pretty much wraps everything up. So, what did you guys think of the Skull Showcase? Did you enjoy it? Did you anything in particular looking forward to from it? As always, let me know in the comments, and I shall catch you guys in the next video. Bye.